never slow up. No, I don't take shit, I got no love.
Danny Rabowski will be getting a wet fish from a local market, slapping him with it if they continued that today.
Yeah, a very different racing
Than Rico Salmella last time around. Still the only rider setting 144s.
Still.
Didn't you? He's not getting track limits warnings. He said, well, I've got a few in my pocket now.
Indeed, superb, and it is still Brian Uriarte, but he's under pressure from the 83 of Alvaro Carpe. Brian Uriarte, a very smooth run out front. I think, Carpe's allowed himself to get...
That's not how it works.
Well, as you say, you said it was going to kick off. Well, it has.
Oh, he's so close to his rear wheel, Peter. Goodness me.
Yeah.
Millimetre perfect.
Drop back to 5th place. I don't know if he should be quite happy with that. And as I say that, he's moved biggest style. It's kicked off.
It has well and truly, and you've got Moodley and that joining almost.
And I said these guys are clever enough to know what they're doing, and they're showing it now. And move back up to 4th. Kies is there in
the party as well. It's just off the back. They're within a second now. Then it's only going to get closer.
Absolutely superb display from all 3 of them.
Over the line we come then.
Second ahead of Rico Salmella, then Carpe.
Lennox Famara has had it. These guys keep mucking each other up, but Keyless leads through turn 3. Brian says, get behind. Neck and neck. Carpe moves back into the lead, but not for long. Uriarte just lets the brakes off. A long lap penalty. Relatively local rider, the Swiss rider, Northern Talent Cup. They're going to flick a certain digit on their fingers in response. The others are catching them then. The fastest lap of the race was the 145.5. This is significantly slower than we were at the former rider there. He's down in 20th space.
That is brilliant, as you say. Went from nowhere to 1st and back to about 4th.
This point yesterday, Peter.
Yeah, well, the track temperature is way down. I don't know if that's what's making the difference, but of course, very different track. And Carpe, whoa, up the inside there. Just asked a couple of people to go from, I think, 4th, 5th. My goodness.
There's nothing like Rookies Cup out there, is there, Peter?
No,
nothing like it.
Nothing. Temperature, a different time of day, different weather completely.
Riders were able to go 1.3 seconds.
4th the second, superb. He doesn't want to see Brian get away at all, and has got back on the tail at all. No, my goodness. Well, superb stuff. Okay, right, 3 and a bit left.
Faster in the race yesterday. That was Maximo Quiles on an absolute mission, a 144 point
of the fellow Spaniard. Well, that was superb. It's to go. Pini's there. And the whole pack, and there's still just
2. You can see the difference with that 145.5.
And Kies is getting back on side by side, and he takes the lead. Yesterday's winner. Well, how can you go one with a bit of an advantage over Rouget Moodley?
Up the inside, and a big bobble for him.
In terms of that leading trio, he's dragged Rico Salmella with him, and soon it'll be a whole bunch of about better than winning one race in the weekend. You make it a double, and here he goes.
He tries to go the inside of Carpe. Carpe's going to come back in, and no, is he? He's going to push him wide. Who's that? Pini going very wide in the background.
And 15 guys battling for the lead again.
Oh, Kevin Farkas has gone down. That's a shameful. Technically, the
looks as though he's decided this is the time I'm going to really push, and let's see if he's had something up his sleeve. 8 laps.
He'll be out of the running for the win then, unfortunately. That's him too far away.
Right, so it's
local rider, the Hungarian, plenty of support for him this weekend. He had a great result yesterday. That's a shame.
Yeah, it's the go.
Someone else that's pushing is the 94. Guido Pini's found his groove. Fastest lap of the race to him last time around.
Max Kies now has the advantage, but Brian Uriarte comes inside him and down. Who is going to be late on the brakes? Best result, he was at 11th, best result of his season yesterday. Shame to see him in the gravel this morning.
0.3 of a second quicker than Veda Pratama previously then. Could we be seeing 6 riders?
And surely he is going to lead. This is where he made the big move on the previous lap.
Oh, Keyless!
Right, still with Brian Uriarte, but he's got Carpe.
Becomes 7 towards the end of this one. We're only halfway through the race, Peter.
Yeah, that's right. Now you saw the...
goes from 1st to 5th!
Yeah, in one corner. My goodness gracious. Roni and now Kies on the... And they've dropped the others by number 28 there. Maximo Kies go off on the blue. That is the blue. So I don't think he's going to sneak. So Brian now is going to put the hammer down. I think he knows that with the gearing he bit Kies and Salmella. So it's a leading 5 now. Get penalised for that. It's not the green. That's it's a different thing.
Another rider who has been penalised though.
Can't just run in the pack. He's got to get out in front. And here he goes to make the move again. There's just 3 laps remain.
Rocher Moodley has a couple of a track limits warning, and I say I'm keeping an eye on Morelli. Is Evan Belford? He's down in 22nd at the moment. He's been given a long lap penalty for exceeding track limits.
See now Rookies Cup action, side by side with Alvaro Carpe. Carpe has the advantage on the brakes.
He does indeed. The 95. I mean, 14th is not what you'd expect from him. He's clearly not feeling in the groove today, like Famara.
Yeah. What you would do, of course, if you ridiculously went over the blue and
Indeed. Quick scan through the bottom of the field as well, a bit lower down. Morelli's up to
but it's funny, that's been his season, hasn't it? You know, great race, not so great race. It's really quite strange. But ran off the track like that, you get penalised for gaining an unfair advantage, of course.
12th, he's fighting with Ramersdorfer in 11th place. Pons is up there to claim some more points in 13th.
But it still is the 51 of Brian Iriarte who has the advantage. That's the pack that's chasing to try.
Well, you end up in the gravel and lose your race completely.
That's right. Right, so it is the 83 of Alvaro Carpe.
Danish's weekend goes from bad to worse. He's 14th, unfortunately, the Malaysian.
And Iriarte has the advantage. Get back on turns with them.
Christian Daniel Jr. had a big moment coming out of turn 9.
That leads. There's the 94 of Guido Pini, superb. He is going into the chicane. Can he get out of it well? He does get out of it well. He's still got the advantage over Al. So
he's still there.
Good. Really pushing it now.
And of course, people who just watch Red Bull Rookies, you will have missed the fact that in
Alvaro Carpe, Peroni up into third place, Chies is fourth, then the 54 of Veda Pratama. Now, I want across the line again, it's a slipstreaming battle there. The 83 of Alvaro Carpe pulls out of
his very first junior GP weekend, his first race weekend of the year, in fact, having returned from injury back in Portimao.
And Chies goes up into third. I wonder if Veda's got a bit in hand. He caught that group superbly. Brian Iriarte slipstream but can't go past on the brakes.
He got second place and a win in his very first outing in that class. You're looking at a very...
He hasn't yet shown everything, I think. There's 2.5 laps to go.
And it's Iriarte. Rico is with him then. He's got to make amends after yesterday. How annoyed was he when you spoke to him after the special young Italian? He's now on the hunt to try and join this leading group here in Rookies Cup.
Yeah, superbly talented.
And Carpe just there, a little bit of breathing space for the moment. You got Morelli, who's got a long lap penalty for his race.
He was just detuned. You know, he wasn't angry. He was just fed up, isn't he? He's a lovely character. So sad that he missed most of this season through
seeing track limits too many times. Marco really not having a great race today, unfortunately.
No, as I say, he's up with it, really.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so now the 28 of Maximo.
Here we go then. It's being stretched.
His season's been like that. A great race, an ordinary race.
Sometimes his own issues, sometimes...
Chies slots into second place. Superb.
Carpe pulling the pin. 144.8. How about that then? But he's out of his control, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. Anyway, he's gonna have a long way to stuff.
This is much more orderly and sedate than